I love that intro.
You like that?
Yeah, that's smooth. Huh.
Let's see what we got. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. You can share now. It's kind of
I don't know how. I don't see no way to do it. It don't say share. It
you
just says,
can
uh,
you can.
but I don't know how to do it.
Okay, I'll do it for you then. Well, unless what you can do on your end is tag people. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Lady Coco Show. We have a special guest this evening, Miss Connie Moe, right here from Dallas, Texas. Miss Connie has recently moved to Atlanta, so she's in a new area. So she is Dallas, Texas, by the way of Atlanta. So how you doing, Miss Connie? And welcome to the Lady Coco Show.
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me, Lady Coco.
You're welcome. Thank you for being my guest this evening, my special guest, the lady with the purple hair.
Yeah, it looked dark tonight, but it's purple.
Yeah, it's purple. And thank you all to my team, Stoner Radio. So we are streaming live tonight from several platforms. We're on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple, and right here on Facebook Live as well. So we're going to give them a few moments to get in. Miss Connie, tell us how you've been doing. I'm going to continue to share since you can't do it right now.
Well, I've been doing good. I've been working on that album. I went off right after the New Year to Atlanta, and I just got back almost a week ago and got it done. And I'm very pleased.
Did you miss Dallas?
I got to a point where I was like, I'm ready to get back to Dallas. I didn't plan on being gone that long. So, yeah, I got a little antsy. I was ready to get back, but I couldn't do it until it was time. Yeah, I did. Hmm.
And now that you're back, you ready to go back to Atlanta?
I'm going to be next week. I'll be ready next week.
So you ready to just leave Dallas like that? You ready to pack up and go?
Well,
That's
see,
because
it's all perspective, Coco. It's all perspective, Lady Coco.
okay.
Depends on how you look at it. I look at it as I'm going to work. And then when I come here, I may come for a little vacay or I might come here to work. So it's apples and oranges.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it.
So let me ask you something. You've been in Dallas for 1 week, and so I'm pretty sure you've gotten some of this to take place since you've been home, right? So you're in Dallas, and now I just said that, but I'm saying it again. So I wanted to say it a certain way. You're in Dallas. So are you getting phone calls to be booked in Atlanta since you've been
Well,
back?
they all no, because they've pretty much already been booked.
Already
It
been booked.
it kicks off in May.
So now you're going back to Atlanta. You're going to get the phone calls in Dallas. What are you going to do?
Well, actually, while I was in Atlanta, I didn't get a phone call for Dallas, but I got one for Texas. So I am going to come back in June to do that. And whenever else somebody want me to come back, I'm coming. You
Okay.
know, I hit the road. I get in the car and I roll. It don't matter
Absolutely.
what. It don't matter where.
I know. Hey, this is the lady that picks up and go at any cost, Miss Connie Moe, up and down the highway. So do you ever get tired? I mean, because you do a lot of driving everywhere.
Yeah, on my way back because it's a 12-hour ride, and I had decided. I said, I'm not gonna make it all the way to Dallas. So I had already decided in my mind I was gonna take advantage of one of my complimentary nights in Shreveport. And so I got there, um, went downstairs for a while, came back, took me a great hot shower, went to sleep and got on up, came on in the next day. It's
Wow.
always that last stretch that gets me. Sometimes I just feel like I can't make that last little 2.5, 3 hours.
Well,
So
that's when you say you make your phone calls for the people that you can talk hours to, 2 or 3 hours.
to get me on in, yes.
Well, it's
And if
awesome. It's awesome to have those type people when you're traveling to keep you awake.
oh yeah, and, and that's when I miss son of Jody the most. Cause if it was raining or something, I would always call him and he would talk to me all the way through the rain, all the time. That
Wow.
was my keep me motivated, keep me unscared, get me there, buddy.
Wow. You know what? Mentioning him, tell everybody who the son of Jody was. He's been gone about 3 years now. Rest his soul. The son of Jody passed away about 3 years, I do believe.
No, it hasn't even been 2 years yet.
Yes, it's
It's
been 2 years.
it'll be well actually 21, 22. It'll be 3 it will actually be 3 years in July.
Yes.
So almost 3 years, you right?
Yes, it's been
God
3 years.
dog, Coco, I can't believe that.
Yes, 3 years. So tell everybody
And
who the.
every time I go to Birmingham, I think about him. Every time.
But you need to tell them who the son of Jody is. A lot of people don't know, and a lot of people from Southern Soul they do.
Sana Jody to me was an innovator. He was an innovator. He was the first person that I know that went to Facebook Live and would sit there and he would play everybody's music. Whoever in Southern Soul would send him their music, he played everybody music. He always came on at 9 o'clock, mostly every night. For the
Yes.
most part, almost every night.
Mm-hmm.
And he would always get on there and say, first and foremost, I want to thank God for Jesus. He always said that. And everybody that came on his live, he always told them salute. That's where people get that from Son of Joda. When you see anybody saying salute, that came from him. And he was an artist as well. He had his
Mm-hmm.
own music. He was very dapper, loved to dress and smell good. And when you talking to him, he always whatever he's saying to you, he gonna end it with, "You feel me? You
Mm-hmm.
feel me?"
You
And he'll say,
you're missing one thing he used to say.
"What?
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard." That's right. That's
Yeah.
what he used. I mean, he was just such a creative innovator. That's the best way. I mean, he started the whole Southern Soul takeover thing. People got mad at him, thought that he was saying he finna take over Southern Soul, and that's not what he meant. He was
Mm-hmm.
just saying Southern Soul as a whole getting ready to come through. And look, he really did start that whole Facebook Live thing. And look, everybody's doing it now. And it's reaching people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So we still got a ways to go, but it has come a lot further than it was when he started that thing.
Right, right. Yeah. I mean,
And
he
he
came
was
on
my
every night.
friend. Huh?
He did come on every night. Every night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he
he's
gave it to
missing
you.
Southern Soul. So for those of you all that don't know who the son of Jody is, they still have his information out on Facebook. So you can go look him up. You can look him up on YouTube as well, right?
Yes, he's on
Yeah.
YouTube. He still got the Southern Soul Takeover page that was made from behind him. Um, I think his name is still on there as well. I tell you what though, I miss my friend. That was my friend. More importantly, Derek Salter, son of Jody, was my dear, dear friend. And
Yes.
actually, the last show he ever performed was with me here in Dallas over at White Diamonds.
Wow.
Yep,
Isn't that something?
yep.
Well, you all heard what she said about the son of Jody. His name was Derek Slaughter, right? How was how you
Salter.
Salter.
Yes,
Salter.
Ter.
Yeah, Salter.
Salter.
Rested soul. So listen, we're gonna take a commercial break real fast and come right back with more of Miss Connie Mo.
So I wash myself. You told me after I inhale it, then to, wash my body with it. And so a couple days later, I started noticing my hair growing. So I said, what did I do? Because, my hair has been growing for quite a long time. And so my hair is getting longer, and I'm like trying to figure out what did I do. And then I remembered I poured the moringa, you know, water on my body. So I called him and said, could you bring me some more moringa? So I made the moringa tea, and there was still some more growth going on. So I read the book, of course, and it says that, the skin, Bakri calls it skin, but we call it bark in America if you're in America. If you're in the Gambia, you might say skin. So if you boil the skin, it's good for treating skin infections. So I'm not too sure yet. I can't attest to the fact that if you, treat your scalp with it, if it will do the same thing as something like greaseophobin, which you would take for 6 months if you have a fungal infection to the scalp. And I found a product that had the moringa.
Oil.
Right, and this is the seeds, right?
Yeah.
So they make the oil from the seeds.
Yeah.
Right, and this was really powerful. So this increased the growth everywhere, because the front of my hair with the braids is just coming out. So this increased the growth, and then I found this product, right, at the Gambian supermarket, and you take 3 of these twice a day, moringa capsules, and that also helps. So if you have severely damaged hair and you want to, get more information about, what I've been doing, you can contact us at talnaturals@gmail.com, and that's TAAL naturals@gmail.com. So I'll be back in the United States, stateside, in a couple of weeks if you want to place an order for any capsules, the oil, the natural plants. Hopefully they'll let me through customs with it.
That was Dr. Tell. She was on the show on last week, teaching you all about your origins and everything. So she's going to be coming back because we weren't able to get on this way last week. Miss Connie Mo is here this evening on the Lady Coaco Show. We have so much to talk about, new music. She have her videos out there. You can find Miss Connie on all digital platforms. So Miss Connie, with this new music that you have, I want you to tell me, how different is it from your first album? This is your second album, right?
Yes.
How different is this second one from the first one? Or is there?
Well, the only difference I'll say, because I was just as involved in that first album as I was in this one. I only did this album with one person versus the other album I worked with about 5 producers, different producers.
Okay.
But this album I just worked with one. It was just he and I on this album. And but the only difference is, while I wrote a lot of tracks on the first album, the writing just came that much more easier for me on this one. It was like I just knew what I wanted to talk about a lot more on this project. I knew who I wanted to speak for and what I wanted to say for them, which is women.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a woman's advocate. I'm always for the woman. So a lot of these tracks on this album is saying things that I know personally, friends and family or people that I see on the net, they go through, they feel, they're experiencing, and somebody need to write a song about it. So that was me. That's what I did. Get the hell out. It's all about A man and a woman living together. They been together. Yeah, she love him, but she realized, it ain't nothing there no more. They don't really do nothing. He don't help her with nothing. He just the lump on the log there. So she just ready for him to get the hell out. The time has come. She rather be alone. She say she ain't gonna miss him. Just want him out. She
So he's
wants
just taking up space. He's just
yeah,
taking up space.
she want him to pick his pants up and get the hell out.
So let me ask you something, and this is personal. Is that something you experienced, or is just you have
Now
a lot
here's the thing. Me personally, I'm in love.
Oh,
But what I like, remember when Kelly Price wrote that song that made her famous, Friend of Mine? That song wasn't about her, but her friend was going through that. So that's how I did this project. I wrote some stuff for other folks. Because I
okay,
got another track on there called If You Don't Want Me No More, You Gotta Let Me Go. Because I can't stay here no more.
right.
I didn't write that for me.
How many
But
songs? How many songs is on that album?
it's 6 that I did with my producer, Kurt Tarantine. But I did add a bonus track, which was done actually last year with the Curvy Queens called the MZ CONNIE's CQ Slide, which means Curvy Queens. So it's 7 tracks on it. 6
Right.
and a bonus track.
So on this one, did you collaborate with a lot of the Southern Soul artists? I know that first one you had quite a few people. A few people anyways that you collab with. What about this one?
No Southern Soul artists on here that I collab with. I collab with one person though. She is an artist from out of Dallas, Texas. Her name is Londi, the artist. She lives in Atlanta now. That's my homegirl. She's from Dallas. And we did a old school remake of the Bobby Womack's A Woman's Gotta Have It.
Okay.
From a woman's perspective.
Okay.
So I really like that one a lot.
So let me ask you this. Since you've been in Southern Soul, this is your second album.
Yeah.
Right? You only have 2 albums out there. Let me tell you all something. That first one is good too. I remember your first album release like yesterday. I hosted that show. I was one of the hosts for your show, and you invited the Blue Heart. So it was very special with the first album in Southern Soul with Miss Connie. So we're going to go out one more time and take another commercial break. And we're coming right back with more of Miss Connie Mo.
Just a case. Miss Connie. We going to the trail ride?
Shut up.
What you gonna do when you get there?
Boom school. I'm going to the trail ride. Kicking dirt up on my boots. We going to the trail ride. Kicking dirt up on our boots. I just got to town and I'm ready to see if a cowboy is ready to ride me. I'm gonna boot school, slide on through. It's been a long week and I'm ready to cut loose. I'm so glad you made it here. I got my daiquiri and I see you got your beer. I hope you're ready to dance with me. We gon' kick up dust and dust is all you'll see. I'm going to the trail ride. Kicking dirt up on our boots. We going to the trail ride.
Kicking dirt up on Miss Connie. Let the cane get a little piece. Come on.
I just got to town and I'm ready to see if a cowgirl is ready to ride me. We gonna boot school and slide on through. It's been a long week, I'm ready to cut loose. I see a black male and a chestnut too. You don't need no stud feet, cause this stud gon' break loose. I hope you're ready to dance with me. We're kicking up dust, cause dust is all you see. I'm going to the trail ride. Kicking dirt up on to be here with you. Yeah. Nothing like a trail ride when we pushing through. Pass me a drink, come dance with me. Let's kick up some dust so the whole world can see.
Miss Connie.
I'm going to the trail ride, kicking dirt up on my boots. We going to the trail ride, kicking dirt up on our boots. I'm going to the trail ride, kicking dirt up on our boots. We going to the trail ride, kicking dirt up on our boots. It's Miss Connie, y'all. Cheetah Jones. I'm kicking dirt up on my boots, y'all. Yeah, just a country girl. Come on, y'all. Ride with me. Let's go. I'm looking for me a cowboy.
Miss Connie. Miss Connie
That's
said
me.
she
That's
gonna
me.
trail ride.
Getting dirt up on my boots.
I remember that one too, Miss Connie.
Yeah, that one right there was so much fun making that video. Right here in Dallas, right here in Lancaster, Texas, over at the booth, at the horse farm over there. What they call that? What do they call them things? I forget.
I don't know, Miss
But
Connie.
a friend of my family owns a one of them farms over there with the horses and stuff. That ain't what they call it, but I can't think of the name.
It's
But
not a trail ride, but that's where y'all go and do the videos with the horses and stuff. Because you were actually on a horse. Was that your first time on a horse?
except for when I was in the second grade, but I got rushed to the hospital at that time because of my asthma. So I thought all them years I was allergic to horses. I think I am, but I think I'm more allergic to the hay than the actual horse.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when I got there for that shoot, they had to give me some allergy medicine because I was tightening it all up. My eyes started swelling, and yeah. But
Is it
they gave
called
it to me just enough time, huh?
is it called the ranch? Todd said it's called the ranch. The
Okay,
ranch.
it's a ranch. Yeah, at the ranch. We was at the ranch.
You on the horses and don't even know what it's called. Terrible, Miss Connie. So listen, let's talk about this new album. I know before we go there, you've done so much in such a short time, especially in Southern Soul. Um, I know you've gone through a couple of things, you've experienced a lot. So before we get into the album, can you give me some of your uppers and your downers being in Southern Soul? And then after that, can you tell some of the artists also, since you've been in here and experienced what you've experienced, what's your take on it for them?
The uppers. No, I'll start with the downers. The downers to me is that it's unpredictable. Southern Soul in general. There's no rhyme or reason to it. What I mean by that is we are all of us are independent artists. Um, and our careers are they're in our hands. And then you have you have levels to the Southern Soul as far as booking. You have, I guess, light. You have light bookings. You have median artists. You have what they call the top tier artists. Artists. So it's unpredictable in the fact that you don't know whenever. You just don't know when you're gonna get booked. You don't know when a promoter might want you on the show and be willing to pay what you asked them to pay you for to come do that because this is your life, you're living. You know, I know for me it is, and a lot of us are doing this solely full time. And you got a lot of us who are still working full-time jobs and doing this outside of that. So that's unpredictable. It's unorthodox in a way. There's no, and most of all the other genres, you know where to go to know who's the gatekeeper or the helm of that genre. We don't really have that. I know it's some people that think they are, but hey, we don't have that. There's no real organization to it. You understand?
Well, first of all, it has not even become a genre yet.
That part. Just
It
when I
has,
was just uploading my new music, it didn't have it. I had to put something else. I had to put blues and some R&B
soul
classic or
blues,
something.
maybe soul blues or soul
Mm-mm.
blues.
I saw blues and classic R&B or something like that.
Right. So that's
But
the
then
thing. You know what though? You kind of like need to talk on it just a little bit that right there because with it not being a genre and the things that are going on in Southern Soul, they really need to be careful because it has to be some structure when it comes down to Southern Soul. Otherwise, it's going to fail. Now, there's opportunity for it to grow and become a genre. But at the end of the day, who do you go to when it comes to Southern Soul? Is there a main source that you tap into to say, hey, where do I go from here? I just started this, I'm new to the business and I'm kind of lost to, who am I supposed to talk to? Where am I supposed to go? I mean,
we don't have that.
we don't have that. So
So
that
what
means,
happens is it clicks off. It clicks off. It just somebody new come into the business. If they get with the wrong clique of people, they're gonna steer them that way. If they get with the right people, group of people, they can steer them that way. You understand? My point is, it's clicked off. So you have to be careful with who you align yourself with
yeah.
because it could take you one way or a whole nother way. You understand?
Mhm.
So, and like for me, when I came into Southern Soul, believe it or not, Coco, I don't even know if I've ever told you this. Do you know the first person who actually introduced Southern Soul to me and allowed me to get on my first Southern Soul show and open up for TK Soul was P2K.
Wow. And we were just with him Sunday.
I was that was the first time I knew what Southern Soul was. I had to go to Shreve. I was living in Atlanta. I had to come to Shreveport and he was doing some Southern Soul shows at this club in Shreveport. And the owner told me he wanted me to be on it. And so he told me to get with P2K, which they called them Pops back then. And I opened up twice. I opened up once for Big Pokey and once for TK. And that was the first time I heard of anything about Southern Soul. And then after that, they had a big Southern Soul show downtown Shreveport. And the
Mhm.
owner, the same guy, ended up getting me to come up in between. LJ Eccles was on that show. Silk was the only non-Southern Soul act that night. They were the headliners. And LJ was there. Whole bunch of Southern Soul. I didn't know none of them.
Wow.
And
So,
they
so,
got the
so, so
owner.
wait a minute. So wait a minute. Let's do this. You gave your down, and then we're gonna go back to that, right? So you
Okay, I
gave.
did go off in a tangent, didn't I?
So
Okay, so
let's go into your upper.
the upper is I'm my own boss. I love that. Like, really and truly, Southern Soul is what you make out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you want it to be for you. Like, I'm not the kind of person that really sit up and wait on the promoter to call me if I'm ready to work because I do this full time. I will make something happen for myself. I
Mm-hmm.
will get my butt somewhere and do a show, sell some merchandise, meet some people and get another show out of that, put on my own show, get some of my people, my friends, and we'll put our own shows together. I just, me, I make it what I need it to be. So for me, I love the fact that I can my own destiny in Southern Soul, in my opinion, is up to me.
Basically, you're
That's
your
the
own
upper of
boss.
it. And
You're your own
also
boss.
I'm my own boss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I determine how far I want to go and what I'm gonna do in this thing. Um, You get to, and also you get to travel and just meet so many people. And I'm talking about the down home people. And if you take like let's say a New Edition, like they on tour right now. Let's take New Edition. Those are my guys. But when they go and they performing in front of 20, 30,000 people, right? They do the show, they go home. They don't really get to mingle with those people, really face to face. I'm saying, whereas with what I do and what we do, we get to take pictures, listen to them. They can reach out to us in our inboxes. A lot of them can call us on the phone. They can reach out and touch us, So with some of them, when
wait a minute, Miss Connie, I want you to stop right there because that's something that I kind of like look at when it comes to you all, the artists, right? And you have your fans out there or just low key people, high key people, whatever they are, and they can just reach out to you. What's your take on that? Like these people just reaching out, because I look at this too. I want you to answer seriously. I feel like with the artists, there should be a boundary when it comes to them versus the people.
You breaking up. I'm trying to make sure I understand.
Okay.
I'm hearing every other word.
What about now? Well, let's do this. Let's take a commercial break and we'll come right back with more of Miss Connie Mo. Check your Wi-Fi, Miss Connie.
Hey ladies, it's Miss Connie. And I told you before, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Are you feeding your man? Because you gotta do that. Because I make sure my man get a full course meal every day. Y'all listen up now. I woke up early this morning to feed my baby some breakfast in bed. I'm gonna give him what he's been wanting. And I ain't talking about no grits and eggs. Now there's no need to reheat this oven because she's already good to go. And when he finished eating his breakfast, I'm gonna ask him, do he need some more? Yeah, you gotta stir it like coffee if you want this cream. You gotta stir it like coffee, if you know what I mean. You gotta stir it like coffee till you get it right. You gotta stir it like coffee, stir it on night.
Ooh, Connie, baby, I rushed home for dinner. Could see the hungry look in my eyes. So tell me, lady, what we'll be having? Shackman wanting them some breasts and thighs. Hey, but then you lay it all out on the counter now. And I just stood there and shook my head. Now, Connie, baby, why won't you join me? And later, baby, won't you give me some leg? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you want this cream,
alright,
gotta stir it like coffee.
Come on,
if you know what I mean.
Baby,
you gotta stir it like coffee.
Yeah,
till you get it right. Stir it right. Yeah. Stir it like coffee. Stir it on night. My baby's up late, tossing and turning. He said he's craving for a midnight snack. He said, I think I'll take a crawl to the kitchen. I said, go ahead, baby, you know where we sat. First he opened up the door, and then he popped his head right on in. I said, ooh, baby, wipe on your mouth, 'cause you got juices running down your chin. You gotta stir it like coffee if you want this cream. If you want this cream, stir it like coffee. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. You gotta stir it like coffee till you get it right. Stir it right. Stir it like coffee. Stir it on night. You it like coffee. If you want this cream, you gotta stir it like coffee. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. You gotta stir it like coffee till you get it right. You gotta stir it like coffee. Stir it on that. Stir it right. I don't know about you, but I know he gonna always wanna Dunkin' Donuts with me. This is Miss Connie, y'all. I'm all kinds of caramel macchiato. 2 cream, 10 sugars. You understand what I'm talking about? Is your man getting your coffee right? Is he putting enough cream in you? Is he stirring it enough on the sides and getting it all up in there so you can have a perfect blend? Y'all better let that man get your coffee right. Don't say Miss Connie didn't tell you now. Nelson Curry, the Sugar Shack man, I know you better be getting that coffee right. Get it right now. Coffee anyone?
Welcome back, welcome back. Listen, Miss Connie is stirring that thing like coffee. I mean, she said, stir it like coffee. I'm getting some feedback over here. Stir it like coffee. Miss Connie is a bad woman. They love that song. Miss Connie, I'm gonna let you pick up, and then you're gonna come right back and talk about stirring this thing like coffee. And I got a couple more questions. Old Ty says she's a bad woman. All right now. You bad girl. So let's pick up this left.
What you say?
So let's
What you say, Coco?
We were talking about this thing with Southern Soul. You talked about your downers and your uppers, and now going off into, there's no structure, there's no one to go to. And where do we go basically from here? Because I mean, you have really touched down for, I wouldn't call you new and upcoming, but to be new in Southern Soul and already have 2 albums, you have a lot to say. You have a lot to say. And a lot of people can learn from you if they just take time out to listen. So let's finish piggybacking off of what you were saying about Southern Soul.
You there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
You say if they just take time to what?
No, not if they take time. We were talking about structure and having no place to go, no one to turn to when there's a situation. And then I think we had gotten to this point right here where we talked about how do you feel? No, this is what we were. How do you feel about the fans, can just get to you all so easy? I mean, to me, it's a little scary. I think it should be separated, the fans versus the celebrities, because that's what you all are in Southern Soul. They're not saying it, but you've touched down when you have, like yourself, 2 albums. How many years in Southern Soul? And you have 2 albums?
I'm almost 7.
Almost 7. So that's great to have 2 albums and a slew, I'm going to say a slew of songs that you
Singles.
all, yeah, singles.
Yeah, I put out quite a few singles before their first album.
right.
I put out Neckbone Lady and Why You Gotta Act Like That and You Can't Miss What You Can't Measure.
So let's do this real fast, and then we're going to move forward. I'm talking about being connected to the fans. Do you feel like you should separate yourself from the fan? Now, I know it's good, like when you're at the shows, right? You want to get connected to them, but it's like when they're in your inbox or when you come into the show, you're not separated from the fans. So when you walk up, they're right there also. To me, I feel like, now you say no, but I feel like you should be able to come in a different door than the fans, because you'll get more respect. I think in Southern Soul, everything is so loose. It's just so loose to the point where Even the fans are not respecting. They are not respecting the artist.
You
What's your
said it's so loose.
they are very loose. Yes, just loose.
Um, I think I do. I've been in situations where they were able to provide separate entrances, separate VIP. One of the ones that stand out to me was in Mobile, Alabama, where it was a club, but they had a separate room where literally only us artists were in there in the VIP room. We literally could see everything going on at the outside there, but they couldn't see us. We could see them. So I thought
Mhm.
that was pretty cool. Now we still had to come in the same door that they actually came in. Then there have been times where they have us come in a separate way to come in and separate to go out. Like we just had that situation on Sunday when we were over at the Southern Soul show. So with Southern Soul happening a lot of times, more than not in a club type of environment, most of the times those clubs are just not set up like that. But that's where the either the club owner or the promoter or someone on your team goes ahead of you to make a path for you if you
Mhm.
feel that, if you feel that way about it. Me personally, I don't. I know I probably should, but at any time, if I'm at a show, you gonna catch me somewhere out there talking to folks, sitting up laughing, talking, taking pictures, having whole conversations with them, and then we'll be like, "Oh, girl, I'll be right back. I gotta go hit the stage." That's me, and I
Mhm.
know they say I probably shouldn't do that, but it gives me so much energy like that. Like that's where I pull my energy from. That keeps me on a 100, like that. To
Mhm.
hear these people telling me how they met me or how they love my music. Some of them are crying to me. It helped them get through some things or how long they've been following me. All of that kind of stuff, it gives me energy. And so I say to myself, I say, I don't know how far I'm going to go in this thing, but if I can continue to elevate, like I hope that I will, then I know things are going to have to change. But I really don't know how I'm going to deal with that. So I really like being with the people.
I mean, now here's the thing. Like once you get there, right? Like you did on Sunday, we made sure you had a separate interest from the fans, right? And you weren't even on, she wasn't on the show. So we made sure there was a door that you could come in. And so once you got there, it was really kind of funny too, because we were just in the audience, mingling with everybody. And then once you got up there and perform, and then now I'm hosting, it was like, oh my God, we're sitting next to celebrities. We didn't even know. Because you're being, you're
Didn't
just
even
being
know.
yourself, when you're interacting with
Right.
people. I don't think you should be like snobby to where you can't deal with the people, but there should be some sort of perspective when it comes to you as an artist. They don't even look at themselves in Southern Soul as a celebrity status at all, but you
It's
are.
hard.
You know
It's
why it's
hard. It's hard for
hard?
me too.
You know why it's hard? Because you're not giving yourself the credit that you deserve. So when you start giving yourself the credit that you deserve, then you'll look at yourself like, you know what, I've actually done this and I'm here and I'm doing it. And so you have to draw the line at some point in order for you to move forward. What's your take?
Well, I feel like I'm gonna move forward regardless, Coco.
Then she'll be
Because
telling you.
I can't look back. I ain't going that way. So that means I got to move forward, Coco.
You
And I
must,
don't
you
feel like
will.
me talking to them people and laughing and taking pictures with them is gonna hurt that at all. Well, that's just me. I know that's just me.
And it's okay. So
Huh?
listen, wait a minute. We're gonna take
What you
one
say?
more break. We're gonna take another commercial
What
break
you
because
say, Coco?
can you hear me? Is that me breaking up or is that
Huh?
you? Can you hear me?
Right
Can you
now I
hear me?
can. What you say?
Okay. I said we're gonna take one more commercial break. Then I want you to come back.
Okay.
We're gonna kind of sum it up, and we got a couple of your songs too. So maybe just chill a little bit. Let us do a couple of new songs. Then come back, and we're gonna talk about the winter tour, "Women in Need of Respect" from Miss Connie Mo.
Yes.
Be
Okay.
back.
It's Miss Connie, y'all. Yeah, I'm back. But right now I'm so irritated. For you now.
I be laughing at myself.
Okay, where did this come from? Let me read a comment or two real fast. We are back, you all. Welcome back to the Lady Coaco Show, and also to my team, Stoner Radio. They are also working. Let me see this comment. Let's see what this says. It says, "Go, Miss Connie Mo. I like that. Get the hell out." And and I don't want to talk about it. Okay.
I won't talk.
Where did this come from, Miss? Where did this song come from? Oh, now
You know, see what it is. I be listening to people like. People like to talk to me about their stuff. So I be listening to people, right?
Uh-huh.
But also I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube and IG and TikTok. And then I be reading the comments of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing that because I knew I was getting ready to do another album. So I started doing that back in like October. Paying attention to women. And what be on their mind, what they be talking about.
Right.
And I was writing notes, Coco, in my book on subjects that would be on women's mind and what they be feeling. And that's how I went from there.
Well, you know what? It kind of
For real.
reminds me of Pinky Scott. Peggy Scott. You know
Somebody told me that before.
that's exactly. She has
I
on.
was somebody told me that before.
Yes, yes, and you rest her soul. They just put her to rest this past weekend. So that sounds
I,
like something she would
I
do.
know, I know.
Yeah, yeah. So you know what though? It's good for you to be versatile. You're very versatile. You can switch your voice. And one thing about Miss Connie, you all, if you're ever at a show, she don't just sing. She sang and she talked to the men. She talked to the men. She say, "Listen here." And I tell you what, I think when she's performing, she could probably take them all home because she's trying to tell us ladies how to feed them and take care of them and wash their clothes and everything. And I don't know if she washing their clothes like that. Are you washing? Are you washing the clothes, Miss Connie, and feeding?
You
Are
say
you
you don't what? You say what, Coco?
are you washing the clothes and feed them and doing all that stuff? Because when
Wait.
you on stage, you should be telling the ladies what to do to these men, like to feed them and all that stuff.
Oh
Are you
yes, I do. I do all. Coco, it's real. I do all of that for my men. I do.
really?
I'm very much of a neck bone lady. I'm
Your
a
neck
neck bone lady
bone.
for real.
I'm taking off my lashes because one ain't right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna snatch them off because my eyes ain't right, and I
Huh?
want to take them lashes off. I just took
What you
the
say?
I just took my lashes off. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can see everything. Can you hear me, Miss Connie? Can you hear me? She can't hear me, so we can take one more commercial break
Are
before
you
we.
t- are
You
you
can hear
talking to
me?
me?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Ooh, child, I'm ready to pull this one out as soon as I get off this call with you.
No. Oh, we got a little delay with you. So let's see if we got one more song. No, not the glasses. Yes, the glasses tonight. They said no, not the glasses. Yes. So let's do one more song. Then when we come back, Miss Connie, I think she's freezing over there. We want to talk about the winter tour. And then we're going to close the Lady Coaco show out for tonight. All right? Here we go.
It's Miss Connie, y'all. And I got a new dance. It's called the Miss Connie Road. Get on up and get information.
Thank you, Miss
And
Bernice.
let's roll.
Can you hear me?
Here we go. To the left, roll it, roll it. And to the right, roll it, roll it. Jump up, roll it, roll it. Lean back and roll it, roll it. If you wanna roll, come on and roll with me. The Miss Connie roll.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
Out, bring it back. Left foot out, out. Bring it back. Now turn it all around. Hey, and roll it on down.
You like that neck bone lady, you say?
Get up. If you wanna roll, come on and roll with me. The Miss Connie roll.
You gotta get on this Miss Connie roll with me, Miss Bernice, and roll what your mama gave you.
And to the right, roll it, roll it. Hey, jump up and roll it, roll it. Lean back and roll it, roll it. If you wanna roll, come on and roll with me. The Miss Connie roll.
I'ma hold you through that.
Out, out. Bring it back. Left foot out, out. Bring it back. Now turn it all around. Hey, and roll it
Yes,
on
yes,
down. Bring
yes,
it up,
yes. Thank
bring
you,
it
Miss
up.
Teresa.
If you
Love you
wanna
back.
roll, come on and roll with me. The Miss Connie roll. Miss Connie roll.
And I need to put my glasses on so I can read y'all comments. Hold on.
Miss Connie roll. Miss Connie
What
roll.
y'all saying? Roll it. Okay, Lugene. It's Lugene. Lugene, I be saying your name wrong. I How you doing, Miss Nadine? Hey, roll it, roll it. Hey, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Hey, if you want, come on, see the Miss Connie Road. Hey, bring it back. If you want to roll, come on, baby. The Miss Connie Road. Get it, get it. Walk that middle, walk that middle. Let me see you slide. Moving side to side. I know, right side. Yes, it was. They was rolling. Hey, hey, walk them side to side. You leaning, Mr. Reaper. Well, lean on. Roll it. Roll the mama game, yeah. Hey, roll the mama game, yeah. Roll it, roll it. If you want to roll it. And it's not roll. Now y'all did that. I love that daggone song. That song tickles me.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Lady Coco Show. Shout out to my producer, Stoner Radio. Listen, we have Miss Connie Mo. And remember, you all, we are being streamed from different platforms. So if you see me looking around, we are on YouTube tonight. We're streaming from Spotify, iHeartRadio, I believe it's Apple, YouTube, and right here
Thank
on
you,
Facebook.
Clifton.
So listen, this is not just right here on Facebook. So if you're not following us on those other platforms, you need to go out there and follow us, all right? Because Miss Connie is being streamed all over the world tonight. And you all's comments are there also. So thank you to my team, my producer, Stoner Radio. So Miss Connie,
Thank you, Stoner Radio. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So you all make sure you share. Make sure you share. And if you haven't tagged a couple of friends, tag your friends also so they can see what's going on. And then if you missed it, you can always go back and watch it. It's going to be right there. Let's talk about the Winter Tour. WINOR. WIN. Somebody says, Thunder, we love you, Lady Coco. We love you right back. Yes.
I had to put my glasses on like you, Lady Coco. I couldn't read the comments.
Well, I can see the comments, but that lash got on my nerves. So when they do, I just snatch them off. But I tell you one thing, I can see real good now.
That part.
Hey, listen, y'all, if y'all got to put y'all specs on to see, put them on. Don't be trying to be cute like this. You can't
Oh,
see.
I love y'all too, Stoner Radio. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, yes. So
don't let it be the last time.
Oh, we'll be back. So listen, let's talk about the Winter Tour real fast, and then we have to get up out of here. But you know we're going to bring you back again. You always coming. This is your third or fourth time on the Lady Coco Show.
Yes, it is. About the fourth.
About the fourth?
Yeah.
Yes, we've been doing it for a while. So she has this tour that's been going on for over 2 years now. It's called the Winter Tour. And what that means is women in need of respect. So I want you to elaborate on that before we go any further, because these women need to know that they do have a support system and a support team. And how did it come about?
It came about from me listening to a live interview one night. I had heard several, but this one right here just stuck with me. It was a podcast host that was interviewing some a group of guys. It was probably he had about 3 or 4 other guys. He was talking to them simultaneously, and they were just talking about Southern Soul and what it's all about. And the men were saying that Southern Soul is for men. It's for men because the women are the ones that buy the tickets and come to the shows and support, and they come for the men. And so they said, uh, eventually in that conversation, they said, as far as women, women um, don't put butts in the seat, so that's why it's not for them. Southern Soul is not for women because they do not put butts in the seat because only women really come to the shows and the women come to see them, not to come see women.
Talk
So
about how
that's
you changed that. Talk about how you changed that. You.
So at that point, I said, "Oh yeah." So I gathered up my Southern Soul friends. I thought, and some of them weren't my friends, but I still reached out to them and say, "Hey, listen, y'all, we got to do something different," because they said we can't put butts in the seat. So I just gathered up different women for these different shows and said, "Hey, let's put on our own show. We gonna do it all the way down, split. We gonna promote it. We gonna sell tickets, and we gonna put butts in the seat." And
And we
so
did.
that first show that we did in Atlanta, Georgia, back in October of 2021, when I tell you it was wall to wall packed out, and we was 9 women on that show.
Mm.
And since then, now I do have someone that sponsors me. I'm getting ready to do another one at the end of May Memorial Weekend, another woman show. But I'm not ever gonna stop. I know I am Miss Connie, the artist, but I will never stop advocating for the women as long as I'm in Southern Soul. Because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything.
That's right.
That's a
That's right.
true statement. And
And
so I just know that this past weekend there's a guy out of Eufaula, Alabama that had an all woman show. I mean, a whole lot of the half of those women he had on his show was on mine. But I
mhm.
was glad to see it. I wish they would have invited me, yes, but that's okay. I'm just glad to see that it's happening. People did take notice and it's doing what it's supposed to do. The movement is happening. So I'm okay with that because that was the point. Some people will call me and say, Miss Connie, they having an all woman show. They copying out. No, they not. They taking the lead and keeping it on, taking the torch, should I say, and keeping it on. And that's what it's like a relay. Keep it
But
going.
it's also okay to be a trendsetter.
And
You
it's
can be a
okay to be a
trendsetter.
trendsetter. That's right.
Yes,
And
yes.
an
And so
innovator.
that's right. So when you did it, it was so many others, they came behind you trying to do some of the things that you were doing. And so I want to make sure too that you continue to do it. We went to Quincy, Florida last year, about
Yeah.
9 months ago.
Yeah.
And that was phenomenal. The Blue Hearts, we wanted to sponsor. And I think we did put in something. We didn't have what we wanted to be a sponsor to it, because it is women in need of respect all over the world, all over the world.
My
And
goal, Coco, if I may say, is to have a woman show where the woman is a promoter, the DJ is a promoter. Of course, all the women on the show is a promoter. I'd love for it to be in an establishment that's owned by a woman. I want it to be women across the board. That would just rock my world. That's my goal one day is to have it all hands down, all women. And I'm not saying that means men can't come and support. That's not what I'm saying. But what I do want to show the men is that women will support women. Yes,
right.
they will.
And
Because
what they need to do is this. When they see them, because what they say is women can't get along. So we have to beg the difference when they say, because it's the men that's watching us and they watch how we interact with each other and they say, hey, no, they can't get along. Well, that's a lie. We can't get along.
let me tell you something, Lady Coco. I've had is it 5 of them? 4 or 5 of these shows now
Yes,
since
at least five.
2021.
Mhm.
And let me tell you something. We have gotten along beautifully.
Right.
Everybody got along. We worked together. There was no nothing because we
Mhm.
had meetings in between. We kept communicating. We knew what the goal was. We knew what we had to do. We knew that we needed to be in unity, and that's what we did. Let me tell you something. Black women will come together when they know they need to come to, and especially when they got somebody inspiring them and
Yes.
motivating them like I do. I'm a motivator. I
Mm-hmm.
motivate people.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have to motivate myself, Coco, daily to keep doing what I do. So I pass
Right.
that same energy along. So yes, no, that's not true. Women do get along when they want to get along. They can do that. Yes. And
And
here's
they
the
do
other
work,
thing.
they work together too. Let me say this real fast. Let me share your last show. I know we can do it because they work together and they brought me all the way from Dallas to Quincy. It wasn't
Yes,
just Miss Connie, but it was her team that put it together and said, hey, we're gonna take care of Lady Coco and
yes,
bring her out here.
yes,
And you all did just that.
yes, we did. Yes, we did. And here's the other thing. Um, I was getting ready to say something. Hold on, let me say what it was. What was I about to say? Dang, Coco. Um,
I took your thought.
I was about to say, oh, I know what I was about to say. You know, the one other thing that, hey, Miss Rosalind, love you. The other thing that I wanted to say is the men say that women don't want to see other women on the show because they want to see men. I get that dynamic. I get that. When the women they want to rub all on the men and all of that around them, and that's great. That's great. But here's the thing: us women, we have so many other topics that we can sing to our women about or for them about. We have other things that women, only us women, black women in particular, know about the next woman and what she going through, what she been through, or what she going. We can sing about that, something that men don't know nothing about. So no, there is a lot of things that we can write songs about that speak for other women, which is why they will come out and support us and let us rally for them and speak and be their voice. That's my whole point that I wanted to make true.
Right. I mean, I
I
believe
got
that we
wrinkles in
can
my
do
head. You
it.
done got me all passionate, Coco. Let me calm down. I get passionate
Good.
about that subject. You see, I can't get
You
that
should
wrinkle
be.
out my head.
Get the wrinkle out. Get the wrinkle out. Get the wrinkle out. And just you know what I'm saying. Just the fact of you're speaking on it. Other women need to do it also. When it comes to promoters, if it's a woman, I feel like women promoters need to be. Oh my goodness, should I say duplicated? I don't know what word I want to use, but I want to say this: women promoters need to be fair. And I'm finding a lot of women promoters are not being fair because they will take they will take their shows and they have all men on their shows and there's no
Yeah,
women. So we're gonna have, support each other. We need to at least put some women on our shows too. So we can't just look at the men promoters and say, oh no, they're not putting the women. So if you're a woman promoter like myself, I'm not just gonna bring a whole bunch of men and I don't have none of my sisters on there either. I'm gonna make
right,
sure it's equal opportunity.
right.
That's just my take on it. Now
Yeah.
listen, we have over exceeded our time. Over
It
exceeded our
seems we
time.
always seem to do that, don't we, Lady Coco?
Yes, we do. But we're gonna come back again. Listen, you all, Miss Connie have new music out there. It is on all digital platforms. Drea, see how you doing?
Hey,
To all of
Drea
you
C.
that tuned in tonight, thank y'all so much for coming back every Tuesday between the hour of 7:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. Next Tuesday, we have the great Miss Pat is coming. What does she call herself? I know you guys are real close. She calls
Miss
herself
Pat, Miss Pat, the Lady of Soul.
the Lady of Soul. She's going to be here on next Tuesday. And so we want you all to come back next Tuesday. Thank you to Stunner Radio. Thank you, Miss Connie Mo, for always being such a good entertainer on the other side and speaking your truth. Continue to speak your truth and continue to work as you do and putting out good music. And we're going to continue to support Miss Connie Mo and
Thank
keep
you.
her.
Please do.
Yes. Good night,
I love you,
everybody.
Lady Coco, and everybody. Thank you for listening.
I
Thank you,
love you
Stunner
too.
Radio. Thank you, Lady Co. It's Lady Coco.
I love you all.
All right. Good night.